Okay, VCE chemistry. Why should you choose this subject? First of all, VCE chemistry is pretty much the connection between VCE biology, physics, I suppose you can put psychology in there too. And being the bridge between all these different sciences, it's really helpful if you do any of the other sciences and choose chemistry. It will help you to a great extent. A lot of the information you learn in chemistry can be used to relate to the other sciences. So, in chemistry, first off, you'll be learning about, of course, the atomic model, periodic table, the trends in the periodic table. What does it mean when you're going across and going down? What variables increase and what variables decrease? Then you'll also learn about how do you calculate the amount of a certain chemical substance. I can't just say 200 milliliters of hydrochloric acid. That's pretty hazardous, by the way. So I can't actually just calculate by milliliters all the time. That's where mole comes in. So that's what you'll also learn, and we'll go into stoichiometry, doing more calculations. So you do need to be pretty good with mathematics. Then you'll learn about the acids, bases, and water, how they go about donating and accepting protons from each other. So I guess that's also where a little bit of physics comes into play. Then biology comes into play with chemistry too, where you'll learn about how these reactions between certain organic compounds are broken down to make smaller little particles, or the little particles come together to make larger organic compounds. Pretty fun, right? Choose chemistry. Guys, so if you want to do biology, it's for the following reasons. You might want to get into a health science course, pharmacy course, medicine course, nursing course, or anything that is relatable and close to that. So then, what would you learn in biology? You'll be learning about cells, you'll be learning about the organic processes, similar to what Tony was talking about previously in chemistry. So going through photosynthesis, cell respiration, and it will also go into how enzymes will break down different proteins and what sort of reactions those will be as well. Then we'll go into immunology. I mean, who wouldn't want to know about the immune system at the moment? Why wouldn't you want to know how to boost your immunity now, right? Then we'll also go into evolution, and we'll also learn about how genetics change over time and how humans, we're tempering with genetics so that we can see and do further research on how to further even improve our immunity. So biology is very, I suppose, a subject that can be full on, it can be difficult. There's a lot of terminology to remember, but given the right amount of support and guidance and knowing how to break down your keywords and knowing which keywords to put into your exams, you will do well.
Okay, so today we're going to be talking about why we should be doing physics. Now, physics is definitely one of those subjects where not many people pick it. They kind of pick it because they like it. And that's the good thing about doing physics. Most students that are doing physics, they're usually quite passionate in it. And that's why we're doing it. So what do we cover in physics? We cover a lot of things. We cover from electricity to magnetic fields to gravitational fields. So anything about fields, we're looking at that. We're also looking at forces, physical form of forces, pulling, pushing, mechanical, what creates energy, how energy is being transferred. These are all the fundamental stuff that we're looking in physics. Then we've got all the quirky stuff. So the quirky stuff that we're looking into is relativity, how time can be distorted, and how length and certain things that you see in the physical world can be distorted when it goes close to the speed of light, which is really awesome when we study about this stuff. Then we also look at the last topic, which is mostly about light, how light can be used to reflect, diffract, all these things about light, the properties of light and how it travels through different mediums. So all this stuff is really important because when we're doing physics, we need to understand how things work and why certain things work. Also, the reason why we're doing physics is also using the math that we learn in all the different subjects that we do and kind of apply it to the real world situation. And that's the big difference between mathematics and physics. You can't have physics without maths, and maths itself doesn't really exist if you don't have physics to apply it to. So you have both, and that's why it's so good. Now, obviously, the future career for physics is, you all guessed it, that's right, it starts with the E, engineering. Okay, so engineering is definitely one of them. You can also use it for IT as well, because the devices that we use in most of the IT hardware requires some kind of background physics knowledge so that they can communicate to one another. Obviously the internet, all these things that we use to communicate requires a bit of background of physics, and that's basically the reason why we study physics.
VCE psychology. Why should you do it? Well, would you like to manipulate your friends in the future, or maybe even right now? Do you want them to do what you tell them to do? Do you want to know what's on their minds? Do you want to know what I'm thinking about right now? Probably food. So, if you are interested in these questions and you want to know the answers to them, choose psychology. But on a serious note, you will be learning about how a child's psychology will be like, about how they would go about acquiring their first language. You will be learning about, how people react and respond to different situations, and, well, particularly as well, you can also learn about PTSD. What exactly really is PTSD? What are these different mental disorders that we have in our society, and what we can learn more about them? What has been done and what has been researched and proven true about them. That's what you'll learn in psychology. Choose psychology.